Picture this. A woman stands on stage, clutching four of entertainment's most prestigious awards: an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. She's smiling that radiant smile the world knows so well. But what if I told you that behind that luminous exterior lies a story of betrayal, manipulation, and a love so toxic it nearly destroyed her? Welcome to the untold chapter of Rita Moreno's extraordinary life, a tale she herself never imagined would be worth documenting. Today, we're diving deep into how one of Hollywood's brightest stars used heartbreak as fuel for the ultimate act of revenge, and how it sent one of cinema's greatest actors into an absolute fury. Stay with us until the final moment, because this story takes turns you won't see coming. And if you're discovering us for the first time, hit that subscribe button. You've just found your new home for classic Hollywood secrets. Let's talk about resilience. Rita Moreno isn't just a performer. She's a force of nature wrapped in elegance and determination. Born in Puerto Rico in 1931, she arrived in New York at age 6, trading tropical warmth for bitter northeastern winters. But the cold weather was nothing compared to the icy reception she faced from a society steeped in prejudice. By 11, she was already earning money dubbing Spanish dialogue for American films. At 13, the legendary Louis B. Mayer brought her to Hollywood. Before she even turned 14, she was lighting up Broadway stages, co-starring in productions that would launch a career spanning 7 decades. Here's what makes Moreno extraordinary. She possessed that rare combination of raw talent and unstoppable drive. She could sing, dance, and act with equal brilliance. That infectious energy, that smile that could light up any room, it became her trademark. But here's the painful irony. While Hollywood loved her sparkle, they couldn't see past her ethnicity. "I dreamed of becoming Elizabeth Taylor," she once confessed. "I didn't realize there was absolutely no chance of that happening." When pressed about whether her Latin heritage was the barrier, her response was immediate and unflinching. Absolutely. The road to stardom was paved with frustration. Moreno found herself trapped in what she called the exotic box, studios constantly casting her in stereotypical roles that reduced her to a caricature. Dark-skinned characters in films like The King and I, The Yellow Tomahawk, and Latin Lovers became her prison. Even after claiming her Oscar, the opportunities didn't expand, they contracted. Think about that for a moment. An Academy Award winner, and she still couldn't break free from typecasting. At one point, she simply walked away from Hollywood entirely, finding more satisfaction in summer stock theater and television work. But 1961 changed everything. Landing the role of Anita in West Side Story wasn't just a career highlight, it was a cultural earthquake. Moreno became the first Latina to win Best Supporting Actress, showcasing her triple threat abilities to the entire world. That single performance would define her legacy and open doors for countless performers who followed. And she didn't stop there. Moreno became one of the rare EGOT winners, claiming a Grammy in 1972 for The Electric Company, a Tony in 1975 for The Ritz, and Emmy Awards in 1977 and 1978. 4 different entertainment institutions recognized her genius, yet her personal life remained complicated, filled with relationships that would test her spirit in ways her career never could. Enter Marlon Brando, the man who would become both her greatest passion and deepest wound. The year was 1954. The setting, the production of Désirée, Brando's Napoleon biopic. Moreno was 22, and when she first laid eyes on him, something shifted in her universe. She described it as instantaneous combustion. "Meeting him sent my entire body into overdrive, like being plunged into scalding water. I flushed head to toe." From their first encounter, she felt an invisible force pulling them together, and remarkably, he felt it too. Their chemistry was undeniable, electric, almost dangerous. Brando was magnetic in ways that made her previous experiences pale in comparison. But here's where the fairy tale becomes a cautionary tale. The same man who could make her feel alive could transform into someone unrecognizable, someone whose actions would systematically dismantle her self-worth. "He shattered my heart," Moreno later revealed. "His physical betrayals were painful, but the emotional ones nearly destroyed my spirit entirely." Despite the pain, despite the pattern of betrayal, Moreno found herself unable to break free. She became, in her own words, addicted to the challenge of winning him repeatedly. It's a phenomenon psychologists recognize all too well, the pursuit of validation from someone fundamentally incapable of providing it. Brando didn't just cheat occasionally. He conducted entire parallel lives. He married. He fathered children with his wife, all while maintaining his relationship with Moreno. The disrespect was breathtaking in its audacity. Their connection was intensely physical, but Moreno was seeking something deeper, a love that Brando simply couldn't or wouldn't give. Marlon perfectly exemplified the pattern of seeking acceptance from someone completely unable to provide it, she reflected years later. The breaking point came when she discovered another woman's lingerie in his home. The betrayal was so blatant, so careless, it left her devastated. But what happened next would change everything. Timing, as they say, is everything. The very next day after her discovery, Moreno received an unexpected phone call. On the other end was Colonel Parker, and he had a message. His client, Elvis Presley, had spotted her at the 20th Century Fox commissary and wanted to meet. A light bulb went off in Moreno's mind. She knew exactly how to strike back at Brando's infidelity. If he could have his affairs, she could certainly accept a date with the king of rock and roll. "My entire motivation for seeing Elvis hinged on one delicious fact," Moreno admitted. "I knew nothing could make Marlon more jealous." And she was absolutely right. When word reached Brando that Moreno was dating Presley, his reaction was explosive. "He went ballistic," she recalled with evident satisfaction. "He started throwing chairs around, and I have to say, it was absolutely wonderful. Keep in mind, he's the one who had another woman's underwear at his place." For Moreno, seeing Brando consumed by jealousy provided a bittersweet sense of justice. Though she didn't find Elvis particularly captivating intellectually, watching Brando unravel made the dates worthwhile. In the early 1960s, after learning about yet another of Brando's affairs, this time with Rita Moreno, his Mutiny on the Bounty co-star, Moreno reached her breaking point. "I didn't realize at the time," she later shared, "that while trying to close that chapter with Marlon, I nearly ended my entire story." Her recovery was long and difficult, requiring extensive therapy. But from that darkness, she found her strength. She finally severed all personal connections with Brando, though their professional paths would cross once more. In 1969, Moreno and Brando worked together on The Night of the Following Day. During one scene that required confrontation, something unexpected happened. That moment unlocked everything she'd suppressed. "Suddenly, all the old wounds reopened," she described. "Every time he'd betrayed me, every other woman, every instance of exploitation, it all came rushing to the surface. I started screaming at him, and I couldn't stop. The cameras kept rolling." It was catharsis and confrontation rolled into one unscripted moment. Raw, real, and decades in the making. Even after everything, Brando left an indelible mark on Moreno's life. For over 50 years, she wore his favorite fragrance, Balmain's Vent Vert. "When I smell it, I inhale the memory of Marlon," she wrote. "I can almost feel his skin and taste his breath." Meanwhile, both kept mementos of their relationship in their homes, physical reminders of a love that was simultaneously magnificent and destructive. But Moreno's story doesn't end with heartbreak. In 1965, she married Leonard Gordon, a cardiologist who became her manager and life partner. Together for 45 years until his death in 2010, Gordon provided the stability and respect that Brando never could. They raised a daughter and built a genuine partnership. Through therapy and self-discovery, Moreno transformed her pain into purpose. She became a fierce advocate for diversity and authentic representation in Hollywood. She fought against the stereotypical roles that had once confined her, using her platform to open doors for future generations of Latino performers. "I was frequently treated as merely a sex object," she acknowledged. "The studios believed they owned contract players. Before I knew it, I was fighting off unwanted advances." She survived assault by her own agent, a violation she feared reporting due to lifelong self-esteem struggles. She endured racism, typecasting, and an industry that saw her ethnicity before her talent. Yet she never surrendered her dignity. Looking back on everything, the triumphs and tragedies, the awards and heartbreaks, Moreno's assessment is remarkably simple. "It's been a wonderful life. I overcame obstacles while staying true to myself." She wanted to go big. She accomplished that and more. You might even say she went enormous. Rita Moreno's revenge wasn't just about making Marlon Brando jealous with Elvis Presley. Her true revenge was surviving, thriving, and becoming a legend on her own terms. While Brando is remembered for his roles, Moreno is celebrated for her resilience, her artistry, and her unbreakable spirit. She proved that the greatest revenge isn't about momentary satisfaction, it's about outlasting the pain and building something beautiful from the ashes. What do you think about Rita Moreno's incredible journey? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to subscribe for more untold stories from Hollywood's golden age. This is one legend who refused to let anyone dim her light. If you enjoyed the video, please help our channel grow and like and subscribe. We hope to see you again soon.